Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So, tough times are ahead. Already, some of you might have faced the heat in your life because Mars and Saturn have just conjuncted. In this conjunction, Mars, which was already in Gandanta, now it has entered in Moola Gandanta, which will remain till 9th March 2:30 am. Yesterday, that is 7th March 2018, around 17:30 38 Mars had entered and conjuncted Saturn in Sagittarius. Now, this Mars Saturn conjunction is one of the very fearful conjunction which people feel, especially in a Rashi like this Sagittarius, because both these planets they create a war zone and they create conflicting situations, especially within a Rashi which is representing Agni Tattva, the fire element. So many of you might have faced the heat by now. Somebody might have met with the accident. Some of your relative might have faced some love situation in their life. I'm just generalizing. I'm not telling about any specific Rashi or specific Lagna. Just a general statement. You must be feeling, you must have heard many news about there are many conflicting situations all around the globe. Mars Saturn conjunction, especially at this point of time, Mars is in Gandanta, so the people will face problems related to Mars more. The areas which Mars represent as a significator, the areas which Mars represents as a Bhav Lord, as a Lord of a certain Rashi, certain Bhav, in your horoscope. So those situations will get troubled. Some people might have faced some health issues. By now it must have started. If you are a sportsman, you may have faced some injury. Recently you must have heard some news. Sportsman's wife, she claimed many illicit affairs her husband is having. Some of you must have seen that there is some situation with your partner where you are so much mentally troubled and you are undergoing a lot of stress by now. Some people might have faced the BP, blood pressure issue. This conjunction will remain till 2nd May 1519. That means 3:19 p.m. Till that time, as Mars will leave this Gandanta nakshatra, it will leave by 9th March 2:30 am. So till that time there are more troubles. So you have to have patience, you have to be careful, and you have to understand that this is the karmic reactions which we are getting now, and soon they will go. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, as winter and summer cannot be stopped, similarly Sukh and Dukh, the happiness and distress in our lives cannot be stopped. You cannot stop distress in your life from coming, and you cannot stop happiness in your life from coming. So just wait, have patience, don't rush up, don't hurry up, don't become agitated, don't try to retaliate in a violent way. So just have patience and wait for a good time to come. Now there are tough times further ahead because Jupiter goes retrograde on 9th March at 9:35 am. Let me just show you. Jupiter goes retrograde on 9th March 9:35 am. So from here again we'll face certain issues where Jupiter also has gone retrograde. So again, the areas which Jupiter represents in your horoscope, and the Jupiter which is significator of education, which is significator of wealth, and which is significator of uh, uh, children and husband in a lady's chart. So we'll see. And you must have seen yesterday market also crashed, and we'll face this situation for a longer period of time. Now when you change birth time to 23rd March, 5:43 a.m., this is another difficult time for each one of us when Mercury also goes retrograde. So Mercury, that means your communication, that means, you know, uh, you will face problems related to communication. You will have to recheck your communication. Sometimes you may communicate something, it is debilitated, so all the more you have to be careful, and you have to again recheck before sending any communication to anyone. If you uh, if you especially if you are in an IT industry, or if you are in an industry or a job or profession where you have to communicate, you have to be really careful about your speech, what you are communicating. So your calculations have to be really rechecked again and again. They should be recalculated so that there is no chance of mistake. If you follow this, it'll be easy for you, because anyways you are going to repeat it. Retrograde means you have to repeat it. Similarly, when Jupiter is retrograde, you have to repeat whatever you learn. Your knowledge, you have to again and again learn the knowledge, again read. The way you are learning in your life, you have to repeat it. Your wealth also, you have to be again careful. You have to have patience and don't hurry up. And since the Jupiter is retrograde, you may face some issues related to wealth, but have patience. Good times will come. Then Mercury goes direct on 15th April 1445. Then Saturn goes retrograde on 18th April 5:59. Now in Mars Saturn conjunction, which is already a dreaded conjunction, you have you will have Saturn retrograde. So there Saturn will start getting trouble. And Saturn, things related to Saturn in your horoscope and the significations of Saturn, those have to be repeated again, and they have to be more careful. You will get the karmic reactions related to the Saturn significations. And in that case, again, have patience, have discipline in your life. Discipline is required when you deal with Saturn. You have to be disciplined, and more you are disciplined, more Saturn will help you. Now here Mars Saturn conjunction, Mars will also be uh, when Mars has already left the closeness from Saturn, but few days back Mars would have come to very very close to Saturn. That time the real heat of this conjunction will be faced. You will face maybe some blast or some unification or some separation in in the life of individuals and worldwide. Some countries may unify or some countries may separate. That may also happen in due course of time. So Mars Saturn conjunctions can give very hazardous results. It may give sometimes, because the chaos, it has to create chaos. Once it creates chaos, then you will realize, oh my god, this is Mars Saturn conjunction. So that's why it's kind of an astrologer's responsibility to alert you for the situations which are gonna come. Now Mars will leave Saturn on 2nd May 1519. Till that time, you have to be careful and you have to have patience. This is the only key. Those who want to come above all these reactions of karma, or reactions of karma, actually nobody can come above, nobody can avoid, but you can come above by chanting the names of God. devoting yourself to God. Whatever religion you belong to, you just chant the names of God. Now, if we discuss one by one, what will be the result for a certain lagna or certain rashi, the Mars Saturn conjunction, what kind of results is gonna give, then we'll have to see one by one. It's very simple. Those who know a little bit about astrology have to understand that whatever the areas the Mars represent in your horoscope, for example, the Aries ascendant or Aries rashi here, Mars is the Lagna Lord and Mars is 8th Lord. The significations related to Mars are your body, yourself, your own image, and everything whatever is related to you is Mars here. And also Mars is representing here occult in your horoscope. It also represents your uh, the age you have, and it also represents certain transformations in your life. Now Mars goes with Saturn in the ninth house, so due to father, due to religious uh, performances, due to some kind of pilgrimage, due to some kind of foreign tour, or due to your guru, all these parameters will actually affect your life. They will transform your life. Or due to your guru, you will get the occult knowledge. Or there will be some chaos in the life of your guru, or there will be some chaos in your spirituality, your religious functions. Whenever, if you perform any religious functions at this time, you may face difficulties because of Mars Saturn conjunction. Your father may face difficulty at this point of time. His health may deteriorate. So this we have to understand. Mars represents the mamsa, the flesh in our body, the blood also, certain capsules in our blood. So these issues will come up related to RBC count, and your muscle issues may come, something related to your muscles. Now, if you see the second Rashi, that is Taurus Rashi, here Mars becomes the 12th lord and the 7th lord. Similarly, we did not discuss about the Saturn things. So Saturn represents here 10th lord and 11th lord, and 10th is your profession, your career, your public image, how you deal with the outer world, what is your image in the outer world. And this 11th house represents your network circle, hopes and wishes, your spouse and children, and your network circle, it represents gains, it represents. So all these parameters, when they now from 11th house, it is 11th from itself, but it is when it goes retrograde, there will be some issues related to your gains, and they're related to your network circle. And yeah, there are chances of transfer in your horoscope, because here the 12th from 10th is exit from the job. You may lose the job, or you may have to transfer from the current position. You may have to change your place where you are sitting in your job, and you may do certain changes in your workplace. So this is a generalized way how you have to see, and it does not cover everything, because it also depends where Mars and Saturn they sit in your horoscope. They also have the significations of the houses they sit in your horoscope, certain effects planets have on them, and they have on the planets. They will bring those significations here, and they will also affect them. So therefore, just one example I have taken, and we'll try to make another video about it where we discuss everything about Mars Saturn conjunction, the present which is happening in the sky, what kind of results it may give, because results are numerous. There are so many living entities, there are many human beings on this planet. So all kinds of result this Mars and Saturn will be able to give. Mars and Saturn conjunction is one of the most dreaded conjunctions, but it also gives a fighting ability, a valiant nature, a person who can have, who will not accept defeat. Like Mars and Saturn, they both don't accept defeat. Mars fights, Saturn also fights, but their own way. Mars rushes, hurry up, but Saturn have patience. Saturn has this patience, and it'll, if you listen to Saturn in this conjunction, if you listen to Saturn, you will not hurry up, and thus this way you may direct your energy of Mars, your Martian energy, that aggressiveness, by patience, into right direction. Sometimes, but we cannot say it's a universal principle, because sometimes aggression will be required at the moment. Sometimes somebody attacks you, you cannot have patience. Somebody, some robber comes and tries to attack you, or just somebody tries to mm, violate the chastity of a woman, and that time she cannot have patience, she has to fight. So both have their significations, and the right movement they have to be applied. When it is required to act like Mars, you have to act like Mars. When it is required to act like Saturn, you have to act like Saturn. So both are required, but let us analyze the situation and then act. If it requires your immediate attention, be Mars. If it requires your patience, be Saturn. So that's how you actually can win any problems which you face in your life. Thank you very much.